Well, it looks like this kind of a day is the day I've picked to get some work done outside. And it is an ultimate mess. So I'll just try to do the best that I can and get some plants planted. Because that's just what we have to do when we have to do it. Hi, it's Kim. Today what we're going to do is plant some Sea Thrift. I got these at my plant haul the other day from Lowe's, and you can see how pretty that little plant is. And it'll develop little airy shoots that hang high above the foliage. Well, 6 inches above the foliage maybe on a good day. And they are due to bloom here in spring or early summer. So what I'm going to do is plant them in Hypertufa. And I've got this pot made last year. It's already got a hole drained in it. And right there is my screen to put over the hole. And I have pre-mixed some soil. And I have there's a lot of pumice in there to make it very well drained, because these particular plants like very well drained soil. So I'm going to pack it in real nicely. Okay, I'm going to pack the soil in. Now, these particular plants, Armeria, maritima, or maritima, I guess depending on how you pronounce it, don't like rich soil. It makes them more want to flop in the center, and we like its little pincushion to stand up real nicely. Sometimes this plant, it has a nickname of lady's cushion. And I hope the rain isn't making enough noise to drown out any of my sound. But here we go. I've brought a few hens and chicks. These are a couple of chick charms that I had. I thought they were such a pretty color that I would include these with the plant. But it just depends on how full it gets. And I've got some stones and then a rock mulch to put on the top. But that's what we're going to use to decorate the top. So let's get going. I'm just going to upend the plant. It looks really nice. It has been out in the rain, so it's gotten a lot of rain overnight. Got a decent root system. I think it looks really good. And since this particular pot is fairly deep, that should work out real well. Just going to nestle it in there and then push the soil up against it. Now, I'm going to do 2 of them right together. And you can see how the little strands grow. Pulling it like that. The little strands, each of those can later on be repotted, pulled apart and repotted to make a new plant. But for now, we're just going to leave them as is. Okay, I've got that in. Now I think those 2 like that look pretty good. And then the stone, I'll just put this little stone here. And how about another stone buried over here? And then the chick charm. Let me just put the end of it down in the soil. And then this other darker colored one. Oops, got a little dirt in there. I'll put him, I think I'll put him on this side. Like that. Now, that looks pretty good. He looks full enough. Now, what do you think of that? I might put just a little bit of extra soil to build him up, because you know how they sink pretty quickly. And then later on, I may grab another stone or two to decorate the top. I think that looks pretty good. I think this spring here, we had our late cold spells, and now it's just going to rain and rain and rain like it does in the springtime sometimes. Okay, 2 stones there. I think that looks pretty good. I think that's going to be nice. Now I'll dust all those off there in the center. Okay, now I have stone. This is a little bag of stone, and I think I may have picked that up at a garage sale, but it's got a nice color that'll just kind of be very, very neutral and go with the rest of these plants. So I'll just kind of nudge it up against the bottom and do the same over here. Get a better grip. I'll put a little bit on this side. There, I think that looks good. Now, I only used about a half of that bag. There. Oh, got this one buried. You can hardly see it. Let me lift him up. There. Now, that looks pretty good. Put him on the upper side so we can see him pretty well. Okay, I like that. Now, just a second and I'll get a brush to brush away the stone. Okay, I've got the old makeup brush, blush brush, whichever this one was, and I'll just clean up the sides a little bit, and let me brush the little gravel pebbles out. It's not quite a stiff enough brush to get those. Now, once this is in the rain a little bit, I kind of hesitate to put it out in this rain because I think it might get, it's so soaking out there. I don't want it to get that much rain just being newly planted. Now these, I'll just maybe have to get some tweezers a little later and work on that one. So those really do look like pin cushions, like its little nickname says. But I think this looks really good. But this is our pincushion plant, or Sea Thrift. Sometimes they're called sea pinks. And I'll put the name up there so you can see what they are. But they only grow to just maybe they'll be an inch or so higher at maturity. But the flowers bloom up on a little stalk and they'll be high up. But I think it's going to be really pretty for this Hypertufa bowl. So that is it for today. And I will see what we can find for more videos. so that you can enjoy my spring garden along with me as I plant new things. Thanks for joining me today, and be sure and watch a few more videos. And I'll see you next video.